Hey guys, so for today I'm going to see if the GT350, the all-new Mustang, is an appropriate car to be driven as a daily. This isn't the R, this is just the standard. And to comp, I've got a 5.0. Both cars are V8s, both manual transmissions. 5.0, 436 horsepower. And the GT350 has 525 horsepower. 350 does 0 to 60 in about 3.9 seconds. The 5.0 is about 4.3. So I'm going to just drive them around a little bit, kind of tell you which one is the better street one, and if this is an actual car you could drive daily. As you can tell, the two cars are different in the front. It's got the mesh, it's got these pieces coming all the way around where that doesn't. This is all lower than this one, which I think will play into the drivability, you know, going in and out of driveways and such. Same thing in the back. Kind of get an idea of the underneath. This has no spoiler. This has got a little spoiler. This isn't the track pack version, so it's not the big one. But as you can see, it's also a little lower. Anyway, let's take it out for a ride and see how they drive. Alright, so the first one we're in is the 5.0. This is a 2015 Mustang GT 5.0. 6-speed manual gearbox. Like I said earlier, 0 to 60 in about 4.3 seconds and a horsepower rating of, I believe it's 436. This car has over, actually, let's see, pushing nearly 22,000 miles. And it's fun to drive. This is like the perfect daily sports car, I guess you could call it. Some people don't call these sports cars. Pony car, I guess you say. But it's fun to drive, it's smooth. Like I said, nearly 22,000 miles and not a problem yet. Could be a little better, but I guess if you're looking at a daily driver, it's perfect, because I wouldn't want something too loud and get obnoxious after a while. That's something I'll touch on GT350. But it's got good ride comfort, good build quality, overall great car. Sound system's nice, air conditioning works, it's got the heated and cooled seats. This has got the 50th anniversary package, so it's got little things like this that say 50th anniversary, but it's not the actual 50th anniversary Mustang. As far as the clutch on this car goes, I love it. It's perfect. Not too heavy, not too light. But when you get in and out of each one of these cars, this one feels like a tank, the clutch. And that one feels like there's absolutely nothing there. It's whatever you're driving last is what you get the feeling of. So going into the GT350, I can guarantee you that thing's going to feel like nothing, the clutch. But if I was driving the GT350 first, which I was earlier today, and I got into this one felt like it was broken almost. I thought there was something wrong with it because I didn't realize that it was that heavy of a clutch. And it really isn't. It's just that the two clutches are so completely different. Like I was saying earlier, this car doesn't have a really low front end, so it's not bad getting in and out of driveways. I don't have to go in at an angle and try not to scrape. In fact, I haven't scraped yet driving this car, going in and out of a driveway. And it's smooth. I could drive this to Vegas right now and I'd be fine. I actually drove it, I think my high is about 450 miles in a day. By the end of the day, I wasn't tired. My legs weren't hurting from the clutch or anything. In fact, I was good to go another 100 miles if I wasn't just tired from driving all day. So we're not testing this car if it's a good daily driver. We already know that. It's got nearly 22,000 miles on it. Still runs great, no problems whatsoever. Ford sells the crap out of these cars. Great car. But the question is the GT350 good for a daily? And we're using this as the comp. So let's get in that and see how that runs. Alright, now we're in the GT350. Right now its exhaust isn't on or anything, it's just the standard mode. If I this gauge though, or this toggle switch actually, will make a sport exhaust. This makes it a little louder, and you'll kind of notice when I get on it right here that it sounds good. But I'm just leaving this on just because it sounds good right now. I think I would actually get annoyed with it after a while because it is a little loud. So this car does 0 to 60 in about 3.9 seconds, 525 horsepower, manual 6-speed transmission, Recaro style seats. Let's see if you can get a little bit of that noise. This car's got a little more racy features than 5.0. Launch control. This has track mode, but so does the 5.0. Sounds great though. Like I said, I think, you know, if you're on the freeway or in traffic or something, this exhaust might wear on you. It wouldn't wear for me, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for some people it might wear on you. Cars sticker at about 63,000, depending on what you put on them. I know that there's two major options. There's the electronics package, and then there's a track pack. What I've heard is that track pack is now included in the regular Mustang, or in the regular GT350, so that's no longer an option. This one has the electronics package, not the track pack, because I'm not going to be tracking it, so there's no need to pay the extra money. Now this car is obviously a new car. It's only got 1,000 miles on it. Doesn't have the license plates or anything yet, so I can't really give you that experience I have in 5.0. I really haven't taken it on any long drives just yet. I've done about 80 miles in a day, which really isn't that much, but it was never like I got sick of driving it. 80 miles. Obviously, I loved all 80 of them. Now, like I was saying in the last car, the clutch. So I'm just getting in this car, and the clutch feels like, honestly, there's nothing there. It feels too light. But when I get back into the 5.0's clutch is going to feel way too heavy. And that's not saying that either clutch is bad. I think it's just the differences in the two cars. One major problem though with this car right now is how much they're asking over sticker. I guarantee you're not going to go find one down at the nearest Ford dealership and pay sticker for it. Every one of these is marked up, which kind of sucks. The common amenities on this car are great. Radio's great, sound system's great, air conditioning. It's got heated and cooled seats. And I like the Alcantara. It seems like it doesn't get as hot as the leather does when you leave it out in the sun. Driving it into a narrow part of town. It goes down to 2 lanes, and there's a little more traffic, so I'll kind of show you guys how it works in traffic situations. Obviously, manual isn't fun in traffic, but to give a fair comparison, both cars are manuals. And if I'm buying a pony car, it's going to be a manual, no automatic. Now this car has a very small spoiler. There's a total of 3 spoilers on these cars. There's the one right now on it. Then if you get the sport pack on, or I'm sorry, the track pack, I misspoke there, on the GT350, it's got a little bigger spoiler. It looks better. And then if you get the R, you get obviously that huge wing in the back. And what I've been told is that R is really hard to see out of. This, obviously, it's got no visible spoiler for me right now, so it's easy. I can see out of this car real well. Put the exhaust off so you can kind of get a sense of it again, see how much quieter that is, which is nice. I think if you got sick of it, well, it is nice too if you get on the phone, you know, Bluetooth or something, you can turn your exhaust note off and the other person's able to hear you better and you're able to hear them better. That's about the only real world application I could see of it where I would want to turn the exhaust off, because turning it back on. Both cars have great steering feel and great steering wheels as well. I like these. It's not overly thick, but it's not thin. I don't like the thin steering wheels. That's just my personal preference. Saying about the 5.0 is how the front end isn't super low, so it's easy to get in and out, parking garages or parking lots, and not scrape. Where this, it's not ridiculously low like a supercar is, but it's low. And I have actually scraped on it once or twice, leaving, you know, gas stations or something like that where I can't get a perfect angle. But the only thing that I'm scraping is the plastic piece. It's not like I'm scraping the entire underneath. So if I ever wanted to, I could just replace the plastic and have no scrapes on it. If you get in a car, you know, like a Ferrari or something, you're going to scrape the front or the underneath and the front end. It's not just a simple plastic piece that you take off and replace. The sticker price. I'm not saying, you know, what they're bringing over sticker right now. I'm saying what Ford's got it valued at. It's one of the best cars on the market. And like I'm saying right now, is I think this is a legitimate daily driver. I don't know about the R, the big wing and stiffer suspension and all that stuff, but this is definitely, this could work as a daily. And there's all sorts of modes. I could turn on the sport suspension, and I could really tell the ride difference. Turn that back to the normal. And you could, you know, do the same thing with the steering wheel. Sport, comfort, or normal. Keep it on sport. Launch control. It's got all those fun little things. Okay, so I just drove this car around for about 25 minutes. That's what the GoPro's saying right now. And I love it. I mean, really the only two problems I could see somebody having with this car is the exhaust maybe being too loud, but that's not even really an option. That's because I have it on the loud one right now. So you could just drop it down to the normal mode and it's really not loud. So there goes that. And the front end. The front end is low, I have to admit. And for me, it's not crazy low, considering I'm used to the supercars when I'm driving them. But after the other Mustang, yeah, it is quite a bit lower, and I have to remind myself when I pull out of the garage. But that's not that big of a deal. Like I said, too, it's a piece of plastic, so even if you do scratch it up and scrape it up, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, you could definitely daily drive this car. Easily, this could be your daily. I guess really the biggest problem is trying to find one that's sticker price. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, leave some comments below what I did wrong probably. And subscribe for more on